Hello everyone, it's my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all for my today's discussion. My today's topic of discussion is paper chromatography. Myself, Dr. Priyadarshini, I am working as an assistant professor at Faculty of Pharmacy, BN University, Udaipur, Rajasthan. This video I have prepared for my students and for you all, and if you found it beneficial, please like it and subscribe my channel. So the contents of my presentation are Introduction to Paper Chromatography, Principle of Paper Chromatography, Practical Requirements of Paper Chromatography, or you can also call it as Instrumentation of Paper Chromatography and its application. Point number 1, Introduction to Paper Chromatography. See, when I have used the word called as paper chromatography, in that a chromatography means what? Chromatography is a technique in which the analysis of unknown substance or mixtures of components are carried out into an individual component, and paper chromatography is defined as a technique in which analysis of unknown substances or mixture of components or different components are being carried out into an individual component depending upon the flow of solvent on a specially designed filter paper. So it is called as paper chromatographic technique. This is a typical diagrammatic representation of paper chromatography, where in a jar, or you can also call it as a chromatographic chamber, a chromatographic paper is fixed over here, and at the base there is a mobile phase that has been called as a solvent, and above this mobile phase a chromatographic paper is fixed over here, and here from the bottom till 2 centimeter the sample has been spotted over here, and it is run in this chromatographic chamber by closing this chamber by a glass slide, or you can utilize as a cardboard over here to close this jar. And this chromatographic technique is been again categorized under two categories, that is paper absorption chromatography and paper partition chromatography. Now see, what do you mean by paper absorption chromatography? Paper absorption chromatography is a technique in which impregnation of silica or alumina which act as an absorbent is done on a filter paper, and again the mobile phase has been utilized for the separation of mixtures of component into an individual mixtures in case of paper absorption. And in case of paper partition, what happened? The paper partition chromatography is a technique in which the moisture or water which is present in the pores of cellulose fiber and which is present on a filter paper act as a stationary phase over here, and another mobile phase is utilized as a solvent. Now the second point of your discussion is principle of paper chromatography. Now see, when I have explained you paper absorption and paper partition chromatography, here the paper chromatography is a technique which comprises mainly the partition principle rather than the absorption. Means here the principle of separation in a chromatographic technique is mainly partition rather than absorption. Why? Because the cellulose layer which is present on the filter paper which contains water, moisture, act as a stationary phase over here, and other organic solvents or buffer solution can be utilized as a mobile phase. Now see, in case of a water as a stationary phase, other organic solvents can be utilized by suitable modifications as per the requirement of component to be analyzed. Third point of discussion is practical requirements of paper chromatography or instrumentation of paper chromatography. The practical requirements of paper chromatography consist of 5 types, like stationary phase and paper utilized, application of sample, mobile phase, development technique, detection on visualizing agent. In a particular point-wise manner, I'll be explaining you everything. Point number 1 is stationary phase and a paper utilized. Now whatever the requirement of analysis is there, depending on that, paper can be cut into different sizes and can be utilized. That means paper of any size can be utilized, and the paper of chromatographic grade can be utilized by impregning or modification of that paper by utilizing various organic compounds or various compounds like alpha cellulose, beta cellulose, pentazocine, ash, and many more. With that, paper which is utilized as a Whatman filter paper of different grades can be utilized for the paper chromatographic technique. Grades of like grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 17, 20 and else goes on. Modified filter papers also can be utilized. Modified filter papers means acid or base wash filter paper, glass fiber type filter paper, hydrophilic filter papers. Hydrophilic filter paper means The filter paper which is modified by formamide, glycerol, glycol, and else goes on. With that, hydrophobic filter paper means the filter paper which is modified by acylation of OH groups that can be utilized as a stationary phase for the paper chromatographic technique. Second point of your instrumentation is application of sample. The sample should be dissolved in a mobile phase, and the sample application should be in a very minute quantity, and it can be applied by capillary tube or micropipette. And why the very minute quantity sample has been required? Because a very low concentration are utilized for to avoid the large zones of the analysis. Next point of instrumentation is a mobile phase. Now here mobile phase plays a most important role. Pure solvents or either you can call it as a mixture of various solvents can be utilized as a mobile phase. Like there are different types of mobile phase can be utilized, that is hydrophilic mobile phase and hydrophobic mobile phase. In case of hydrophilic mobile phase and hydrophobic mobile phase, there are different kind of solvents in a combination or a single either isocratic or gradient mobile phase can be utilized. Like hydrophobic mobile phase means kerosene is to 70% isopropanol can be utilized. Dimethyl ether is to cyclohexane in the ratio of 1:1 can be utilized. Hydrophilic mobile phase means what? In this case, isopropanol is to ammonia is to water, that is in the ratio of 9:1:2 can be utilized. N-butanol is to glacial acetic acid is to water, that is 4:1:5 ratio can be utilized. Methanol is to water in the ratio of 3:1 can be utilized. Tertiary butanol, water, and formic acid in the ratio of 40:20:5 can be utilized for the paper chromatographic analysis. Next point is development technique. Now this development technique are under the categorization of 5 categories, that is ascending development technique. Second point is descending development technique, and third is a combination of ascending and descending development technique. Fourth is called as circular or radial development technique, or it can also be called as a horizontal development technique, and fifth category is known as two-dimensional development technique. Now see, first category which is known as ascending development technique, as the name itself suggests, it is a technique where the samples are spotted at the bottom and it has been flown from bottom to the top against gravity, and it has been flown by the action of a capillary. That is, it is flow of a solvent assisted by the capillary action. And second technique is known as descending development technique. In this technique, the sample are spotted at the top and allowed to flow downward by the action of a gravitational force, or by the saturation of a chromatographic chamber allowed to flow from a top to bottom over here. Third technique is a combination of ascending and descending development technique. At a time, the ascending development technique has been followed by the descending development technique. Fourth category is known as a circular development technique or radial development technique, or you can also call it as a horizontal development technique, where at the center the samples are being spotted and uniformly it is allowed to spread from center to the full size of a circular filter paper, and again it has been calculated by the typical biostatistical formula, that is RF factor, and the readings have been recorded. And next category is known as two-dimensional development technique. From one direction the samples have been spotted and it is allowed to run, and again after some time from the drying of that sample it has been allowed to flow from the second direction, or you can also call it as the sample can be flown from on one axis, and after some time it is again allowed to flow from the other axis for the analysis. Next instrumentation point is detection or visualizing agent. Now here detection and visualizing agent has been categorized under 4 categories, that is specific detection, non-specific detection, destructive detection, and non-destructive detection. In specific detection, the specific reagent solutions are being utilized for the detection of samples. Like for example, ninhydrin solutions are being utilized for the detection of amino acids. Alkaloids can be detected by drag and drop reagents. 5-dinitrobenzoic acid for cardiac glycosides. Ferric chlorides are utilized for phenolic compounds, and many more. Non-specific detection means what? Where the samples can be detected by chromatographic chamber, by UV cabinet chamber, UV fluorescent chamber is detected for specific compounds, or you can also utilize the spray reagents over here for the detection of compound. Next category is known as destructive visualizing agent or detecting. Destructive detection, in it what happened, the samples have been destroyed before detection. and the samples are been visualized. Like for example, spray reagents are been utilized for the detection of the samples, like ninhydrin spray is been sprayed on the sample for the detection. Non-destructive method means here the samples are not at all destroyed after detection, and the samples have been analyzed by densitometer, UV cabinet, and same like that of non-specific method. Here the chambers can be utilized for the detection of the sample, and for radioactive material, detection is done by using autoradiography or Ginger-Muller counter method. Next point is the applications of paper chromatographic technique. Now see, paper chromatographic technique is very useful for the separation of mixtures, drugs, chemicals or biological origins, or any plant extract can be easily analyzed by utilizing the paper chromatographic technique. This paper chromatographic technique is very useful for the separation of carbohydrates, like the separation of sugars can be done by utilization of paper chromatographic technique, as well as it is a useful technique for analyzing the drugs, impurities, related compounds, foreign substances, decomposed products, as well as the analysis of metabolites present in a blood and urine sample can be also analyzed. Next is it can be utilized as a quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. And thank you very much for your kind attention. And if you have any doubt or any questions related to this topic, please you can write in the comment box. And please never forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.